Now it's your turn to implement the functionality to set and get announcements. So first you're going to need to define the announcement class. This is a very simple class. It just basically has one field, message, and the constructor needs to take the message and put it in the message field. We need this class only because the endpoint functions must return an object with a field rather than a string. Then you're going to need to implement the setAnnouncement servlet. You'll have to implement the doGet method. You'll need to get the memcache service. You'll actually have to write the logic to construct the announcement, and then you're going to need to put the announcement in memcache, keyed off the recent announcements key. And then don't forget to configure your servlet in web.xml. There's a skeleton implementation of setAnnouncement servlet available for you if you'd like to use it, and you can find that in the Lesson 5 folder. You're also welcome to create it from scratch if you want. And then in the Conference API class, you need to add the getAnnouncement function, which is an endpoints function, which gets the announcement out of memcache and returns it as an announcement object. Now after you've tested it and it's working on localhost, go ahead and deploy it to AppSpot. And then you go to cron/set_announcement to actually run the setAnnouncement function. And again, the web browser's not going to change. Whatever it's showing when you go to this URL, it'll continue to show after it executes the function. Then in the API's Explorer, you can test the getAnnouncement function to get the values of the announcement out of memcache. And then use Memcache Viewer to check that your announcements are in memcache. Obviously they will be if getAnnouncement works, but it's good to practice using the Memcache Viewer, and you can actually get the value of the entry that's keyed by recent announcements. So go ahead and do that. And then when everything's working on your app deployed on AppSpot, go ahead and enter your app ID here. As you're testing the get and set announcement functions, you're going to obviously need to make sure that you have some conferences where the seats available is between 0 and 5. Otherwise you won't get any results and you won't get any announcements saved.